Yo, what's good? So Drake just dropped his 3 albums, like I mentioned in my last video. If you haven't watched that, go watch it now. Iceman, Habibti, and Maid of Honor. 43 songs total. And if you thought he was just dropping music, you were wrong. This man came for everybody, but this is usual, nothing new. Kendrick, Jay Z, J. Cole, and DJ Khaled, Rick Ross. I was about to say and DJ Khaled, like that was the end. You got Travis Scott, ASAP Rocky, Pusha T, Pharrell, LBJ, The King, DeMar DeRozan. He was swinging at the entire industry all at once. So today we're gonna break down every single person Drake dissed on these 3 albums, track by track, bar by bar. Let's get into it. So let's get the most obvious one out the way. We start here with Kendrick Lamar, Drake's number one target across the entire project. Even after 2 years, even after the lawsuits, after the cultural verdict came in, Drake cannot let go. On Make Them Pay, Drake raps, "Damn, who is this guy for real? I guess a magician. 100 million streams vanished. No one got questions." He's mocking Kendrick's streaming numbers dropping after the beef peak. And on Make Them Remember, he goes, "And Muggsy Bogues dunks for once. Even I'm a bit amazed. Yeah, someone give the kid a raise." That's a direct shot at Kendrick's height, obviously, comparing him to the shortest player in NBA history. And on Janice STFU, he goes even harder. "White kids listen to you because they feel some guilt, and that's how your soul gets fulfilled. Handing out turkeys on camera inside of your hood, then you go back to the hills. How many houses do you build? How many souls did you heal off the back of your deal?" He's calling Kendrick a performative activist who does charity for clout and then retreats to his mansion. He also references Kendrick's Not Like Us music video on 1 a.m. in Albany, mentioning the owl never sees the cage. The owl only wakes up to seize the day. Throwing it back at the owl imagery, Kendrick used the cage Drake symbolically in that video. This is a man who is still consumed by this beef, man. Still thinking about Kendrick every single day. That's your context right there. On Make Them Pay, Drake raps, and Khaled, you know what I mean. The beef was fully live. You went halal and got on your deen. And your people are still waiting for a free Palestine. But apparently, everything is in black and white and red and green. Hey man, that was a good subtle one, bro. It wasn't even subtle because he did say "Hey Khaled," but Drake saying that Khaled went quiet during the beef when things got serious, and now he's calling him out for not using his platform to speak up about Palestine, even though he's an Arab himself. That's personal and it's calculated, and it tells you everything about how Drake views loyalty in the industry. On Janice Shut the Fuck Up, Drake raps, "We know your OG's rocking already, my. The jig is up." And on Whisper My Name, he proceeds to say, "I'll take the 500K, not the dinner. I never could learn shit from none of y'all." I don't like agreeing with Drake, but after the shit that came out against Jay Z about him potentially being on that fucking island, I'll take that 500K too. Fuck Jay Z. But that's a wild bar, bro. Jay Z has been one of the most respected figures in rap for decades. You don't talk about Jay Z in rap, and Drake is basically saying that he can't learn shit from him. That's the level of confidence or desperation he's operating at right now. Drake goes at J. Cole on multiple tracks on these 3 albums. On one, he raps, "You saw my brother, you was trying to fix it. Now you drop your album and you back dissing." And he also mentions, "Your baby mama ain't even post a single damn. Where she at?" This is about J. Cole apologizing for his diss track 7 Minute Drill during the Kendrick beef and then allegedly going back to taking shots at Drake on his own projects. Drake feels betrayed. He's calling Cole a coward. On Burning Bridges, Drake mocks ASAP Rocky's focus on fashion over rap. Rakim talking shit again, directly calls him out, and then on Firm Friends, he takes another shot at Rocky, making it clear their friendship is completely done. He goes, KYS ASAP, that's some shit that you could do for me. That's about as direct as it gets. Rocky has been a target since Drake went at him on Family Matters back in 2024 though. So this isn't anything new. And he probably salty. Rocky put 3 babies in. What, 3, 4? Rocky been putting hella shit in Riri. Chill out ASAP. Drake targets Rick Ross a lot on these albums. On Make Them Pay, Make Them Remember, and Janice STFU. One bar goes, baby boy please, I heard what you said a little bro about me. Yeah, and when you run into the ICEMAN, what you gonna do except freeze? You not about to squeeze, you not in the streets. And as you can see, he's calling Rick Ross big ass, he's just trying to tell him he's all talk. And to be fair, he kind of is. I don't know how you guys feel about that. But Ross has been one of the loudest critics of Drake during and after the Kendrick beef. And now Drake is firing back directly. And Rick Ross responded on Instagram calling ICEMAN trash. So this beef is very much still alive. On Make Them Remember, Drake raps directly at LeBron. I shouldn't even be shocked to see you in that arena, because you always made your career for switching teams up. Please stop asking what's going on with 23andMe. I'm a real and he's not. And Drake and LeBron were tight for years. Courtside seats, mutual support. But after LeBron sided with the LA culture during the Kendrick beef, Drake is done with that friendship publicly. Hey, and shit, didn't Drake get LeBron shit tatted on his arm, bro? Like some glazing shit? So now I come to the honorable mentions. I feel like some lines can be deciphered as a diss towards multiple different people. But I think Drake has some folks on his hit list who he could have went a little harder on, but he didn't decide to. I'm going to start with Travis Scott here. He's one of Drake's closest former allies. They collaborated constantly, but when Kendrick was dismantling Drake publicly, Travis went silent. And he was encouraging Future and Metro Woman at Rolling Loud 24, if I'm not mistaken, to play that one song Like That, which goes hard as hell. But he didn't really pick a side, but he also didn't say a word. And I could imagine that Drake noticed. He's probably side-eyeing the fuck out of Travis. We haven't seen them together in a minute after making Sicko Mode. I mean, they got hits together, so. But again, Travis didn't say a word. And, he addresses that betrayal directly towards a lot of people, but I'm not sure that he was hitting on Travis this time around. On my honorable mention list is Pusha T and Pharrell. Well, I don't think he really hits out, but I think he does try and shoot at both of them on Iceman. And Drake references a lot of old wounds if you really go through the track list that he felt never really healed. And if you guys remember, Pusha exposed Drake's son Adonis back in 2018. That shit was crazy news. But I don't even think that chapter has ever been closed. But unfortunately, Drake wants to reopen it. So it's like, bro, at this point, Drake, bro, have your son play basketball with him in your big ass mansion and just move on, bro. We get it. You ride for your son. My last honorable mention is gonna be Playboy Cardi, the GOAT. Now let me stop playing. On Whisper My Name, Drake takes shots at Cardi for being a fake friend. And someone who looked up to him but wouldn't look him in the eyes when things got hard. Doesn't that sound like Cardi? But I mean, eventually, somehow he got tied deep into the circle, had Pain 1993, but obviously he disappeared when he needed it most. And I can't imagine Drake was too happy about him flipping and doing music with Kendrick right after, all the history they had behind them. But Cardi's like that, man. What can you say? Here's what's wild about all of this, though. Drake dropped 43 songs across 3 albums, and he's still going at every single person who's ever crossed them. Kendrick, Jay Z, Cole, Khaled, Rocky, Ross, Travis, Pusha, Khaled. I said Khaled. Cardi. Jeez, that's not confidence, bro. That's a man settling every score he's ever had because he knows that his window's closing. And he's scared of it, man. He feels like this might be his last real chance to say everything he's been holding in for 2 years. And here's the thing. Make Them Cry became the most streamed song in a single day of 2026 on Spotify. So commercially, you gotta give it to him. He's still moving numbers. But again, he's not moving the needle culturally, because when I used to go to summer camp and like, when did Astro World drop? 2018, bro. Everyone was talking about that shit. Now you go to work, motherfuckers not talking about no Drake album. At least not where I'm working, bro. Fuck a Drake album. Anyways, man, that's my full breakdown of everyone Drake dissed on ICEMAN, Habibti, and Maid of Honor. And he has a lot of victims on this fucking target list. He went at 11 people, I'm counting in total. 3 albums, 43 songs, 11 people. Somehow this is a no-win for him. Just insecurity. Come on, Drake, bro. Subscribe for more breakdowns like this. I appreciate y'all hanging with me, man. I know there's been a bit more people getting traffic to this channel. You don't gotta subscribe, bro, but I encourage you to. I'm gonna keep trying at this shit. I love y'all. Thank you.